Hello, everybody. Hope you're having an amazing, amazing day. What is today? Today is the 7th of March. It is Wednesday, and so excited that yet another of our awesome, amazing NMDs joining us today is the lovely Kristine Drummond. Yesterday we had Angela. I hope that you again went back over there and wrote down some of your notes, and that there was some absolutely fantastic items that she shared. Let's have a little look. I can see. Here we go. I'm going to add. Let's hope this technology does what it is meant to do. But really encourage you to make sure that you go backwards and have a little look at all of the awesome bits that have been happening. Hey, Kristine!
Hello, how are you?
I'm good. How are you, darling?
I'm great. Thank you.
That's awesome. Look at everybody's coming on. They're all saying hi. Hey, Lucy. Hey, Katrin. Hey, Jody. It's all happening. There's Tam. Look at this. It's all happening this morning. They're excited to hear from you, miss.
Yeah.
No, it's really cool. I'm loving all the love hearts and that as well. So, lovely lady. Let's start off with, how long have you been in Juice Plus?
Well, can you believe it's coming up to 6 years in July?
Happy anniversary.
I know.
Wow. 6 years. That's gone by fast. I remember.
Well, Summer turns 6 tomorrow, and I remember I just started in the business when she was about 4 months old. So, yeah, she's 6 tomorrow, and I'm like, whoa, that time's just flown by.
It is. Actually, it is funny when we start to market with our children. When we're younger and all this, and we start having kids, then we kind of go, oh, now, so my child was that age when I did it. And we have all of these little markers around the different milestones in our kids' lives that remind us what everything else is happening, which is always good. So, hey, Nina, look at all these beautiful people joining us this morning. Hey, Susan, how's it going? So you have been in Juice Plus for nearly 6 years. And how long have you been a National Marketing Director now?
For about half that time.
Yeah, cool.
Get to NMD.
Yep, awesome. And I ask these questions because, team, you know what? Sometimes what we do is we kind of think that there's got to be a certain time frame in which you do it, but the reality is that you can do it as quickly as you want or as long as you want. It doesn't matter. I remember Tamara Hunter sharing, and she will share on one of the lives, but I think it took her about 10 years. So it's a little bit, I liken it to your children when they walk. When they go to school, they didn't ask when do they walk. Some of them will walk at 10 months. Some of them will walk at 12 months, whatever. It doesn't matter. Or when do they learn to tie their shoelaces? It doesn't matter when they do it. Once they do it, that's it, kind of thing. And so it's exactly the same with those of you who have National Marketing Director on your vision board. It doesn't matter how long it takes you to get there, but you will get there along the way. But more importantly, you will learn some amazing lessons. So with that, we've got lots of people joining us on here, which is awesome. That's fantastic. So let's go into some of your lessons. What's the first lesson that you or bit of wisdom that you've learned along the journey?
It's a great question, Selene, because there's so many lessons in this business. And when you said only 3, we've only got 30 minutes, I'm like, right, I need to condense this down. Number one for me though was, we always say to people, you've got to be teachable, you've got to have the desire, and you've got to have the willingness to do the activities. They're the 3 things that I honestly believe, you can't have one without the other 2, and you can't have 2 missing one. You've got to have those 3 things. So for me, when I came into this business, and I just want to let people know too, I had to restart my business. I think I restarted going for SC or SSC, one of those. So it's okay. Don't be ashamed that you've had to restart. It's not a big deal. And sometimes it actually helps you build a really good, solid foundation, because I kept ticking the customer base over as well. So when I came in, my upline wasn't actively doing the business at the time. So I latched on to Linda Evenden. And if she was putting an event on, I was rocking up. If she was doing training, I was rocking up. If she told me to go to a conference, I was doing it. I just remember her saying to me, we've just got to be teachable. We've just got to do what the successful people have done. And we did. We just kept showing up and up. And I remember, I think I was maybe a month in the business, and she said, can you come to the American conference in October? And I'd never been overseas. And I'm like, and I've just had summer, I was still breastfeeding and everything. And she's like, if there's a way, if you can make it happen, just come over there. And I remember going over, And it just gave me the fire in my, it gave me that vision. And I remember coming home from that conference, putting the letters NMD on my vision board and going, I know that I'm going to get there. I have no idea how it's going to happen, but I know it's going to happen. And it happened because of those three things. I had that burning desire. My why was bigger than my excuses, you know, and I often talk about a defining moment on this journey where I went to one of Summer's Special Persons Day, and there was kids in that playground bawling their eyes out because their mums and dads couldn't be there because they had to go to their full-time jobs. And I remember seeing their little faces up against the gate, waiting for their mums and dads to come, hoping that next person coming through that gate would be their mum and dad. And it broke my heart, and I still get emotional about it today because, like, I took some of those kids under my wing that day, and I made the promise to Summer that would never, ever be her. She would never, ever feel alone, and Mum would always be there for her special moments. And that was my stake in the ground. And every no, every rejection, every time someone told me I was crazy for doing this, in my head, I'm saying to them, you're not going to stop me from being there for my daughter. You're not going to stop me from being there for her special moment. And it really, it just, that desire, that hunger, that's what kept me going, you know. And for so long, they kept saying, Kristine, you've got to find your why. It's got to make you cry. And it took me ages to find my why. And it wasn't until that day that I was like, right, I get this now. This is not about the money. This is not about fruits and vegetables in a capsule. This is about freedom and flexibility and the lifestyle that I get to create, you know, and now I get to pass that gift on to other people. So desire is massive. And that teachability, you know, we often tell our team what to do because we've made the mistakes and we've had the lessons, but it's not so much what you tell them, it's what you actually do. Like, we have to go first as leaders. We have to be the example, and people will do what you do, not what you say. So you can tell your team what to do, but you can't motivate anyone to do anything in this business. You can only inspire people. And as a personal trainer, I know that, you know, it's so hard to motivate yourself to do anything, let alone other people. So that's what we have to do in this business, is just be super, super teachable and have the willingness to do the activities that the people that have gone before us tell us to do, you know. I'm one of those people that if you tell me to do something, I'm going to go and implement it, you know. I don't fuck around. Like, that's probably the biggest lesson.
Somebody's trying to ring me. Sorry.
Oh, sorry.
I just want to go back to that, though. There's a couple of really important points in there that I really think that people want to make sure that they grab. The first one is that if you didn't get it, can you can literally feel Kristine's passion. I mean, that was it. Once that light bulb went on, and it was just like she knew that that's why she was doing it. And again, I'm with you, Kristine. Sometimes it can feel like difficult, you know, trying to grab what somebody's why is. And sometimes it does take a little bit of time to actually really kind of get what it is. So first and foremost, I will say to you, you know what? Don't struggle about it. You will notice it. You will actually really, really notice it. It'll happen. You'll have one of those defining moments and you go, that's why I'm doing it. You know, for me, it was the same. It wasn't about the money. It was about the kids, about being able to be present in their lives. So I get that. It'll be different for everyone. The other thing too that I really want to point out here is, and I know that Jeff said it the other night to the NMDs, is go first as a leader. And you know, right now you could be a leader of yourself. It doesn't matter. You're still a leader. So walk that first. Be that best distributor. Be that best customer in your own business. I think that would be really, 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 really cool. And the other thing too that you actually said, and again, we said it on the new franchisee call yesterday. Don't be afraid that if right now you suddenly, all of this, especially after listening to Kristine, it's just you've had this light bulb moment and you're ready to go, restart your business. Phone us here at the franchise department and they'll be able to say to you, you know, where you are now, what it would mean to restart your business and go for it. We want to be able to give people a do-over. We want you to be able to kind of, if you've made it, suddenly it's all made sense and you're ready to go to work. Not if you're just messing around, but if you're ready to go to work and you've got it, then, you know, do that. Okay, right. Next one. Whew, I'm excited.
I suppose the second lesson is, you know, and Jeff Roberti talks about this as well. He always said, like, the longest journey is going to be the one from your head to your heart. And when I first heard him say it, I didn't really get it. But being in this business so long, it is about relationships. It is about caring about people and not worrying about what people are going to say, think, or do. You know, we've just got to be out loud and proud, and we've got to take this profession to another level. Like, and Simon Chan talks about it, you know, a lot of people, like, there is a stigma around this industry, but a lot of people don't have a problem with the industry. They don't have a problem with network marketing. They've got a problem with network marketers. You know, the ones who are pushy, the ones who are salesy, the ones who are in your face and doing it all the wrong way. So we've got an incredible opportunity here to get out of our head and get back to our heart and really care about people and show them how you can build this incredible business from this industry that ticks all the boxes, especially for us mums. You know, I see so many of my friends going into jobs that they're overskilled for because it fits around the hours that they want, you know, with their kids. Whereas this industry, that it gives us that, you know, we don't have to go and get any extra qualifications or anything like that. So I think it's about, getting back into your heart space. And Simon Chan says, like, if you are earning under $1,000 a month, it's because you're talking too much to yourself and not enough to other people. So that self-chatter is just going nuts in your head. You know, that self-doubt, that lack of confidence, that, oh, I haven't had anyone join my team yet, so why would anyone join me? You know, you've all done it. We all do it to ourselves. And I have to catch myself some days as well. So we've got to get out of there. We've got to quiet the chatter and just get back into our heart and, you know, get interested rather than being interesting all the time. Get interested in people. Ask the questions, you know, dig deep. What is going on in people's lives? And, you know, Linda did a beautiful demonstration on Sunday, you know, on how to connect with people. You know, just being present, being in the moment, making it about that person that's in front of you, not worrying about all the other things, that other thousand things that you've got going on in the background, but just make it about that person that's giving you their time right then and there. And I think it's such a good lesson. And if you come from that heart space, and Linda always sort of said to me, you know, you can put your hand on your heart when you send that text message or when you're on that three-way call, and it will feel different. And you know, we all hear it. Like, it's not about what you say, it's about how you make people feel. That's what's going to keep that connection alive. That's what's going to attract people to our community. So I guess that's probably the second biggest lesson is, you know, make it about other people, not about us, and get out of your heads, quiet that noise that's going on, and just back yourself, you know. And if you're feeling like you're lacking skills in certain areas, like, skills build confidence. So go and work on your skills. You know, Eric Warren gives us those 7 skills. If you can master just one of those, your business is going to boom. So yeah, I've covered a lot in that.
I love it. No, I love it. I think that you know, one of the boom kind of statements for me, to be honest, was that people don't have a problem with the network marketing industry. It's network marketers. And I love that, because let's all make a pledge to ourselves that we want to be the example of what awesome network marketers are. You know, like who they are. There's always going to be those few that, you know, don't want to do the right thing or whatever like that. That's just life and that. But let's us be loud and proud in a really beautiful, positive and heart-centered way, louder than anybody else can be. And that way, then we can elevate our industry, elevate our company, and take that culture back of actually wanting to be heart-centered and actually really care about people. I think that's just so important. And the other thing there that I thought, again, was awesome as well, is that if you're having too much chatter in your head, you're not talking to enough people. You know, you're not having those conversations outside of your head. So when you find yourself having a chat in your head, get out and talk to somebody. You know, just go have a conversation, and that don't overthink it. Okay, right, next one. Whoa.
I just wanted to add one more thing there too about that self-chatter is, you know, often we let our own limiting beliefs and our own fears stop us from sharing this incredible gift with people. And I remember having a chat with you once, Celine, and I wasn't inviting my friends into the business because I had this fear around, what if they come in and they fail? And Celine said to me, Kristine, you're not that important. That's not your responsibility. Your responsibility is to be the messenger and just share this gift with people. What they do with it is their responsibility. You know, we're all independent franchisees here. No one owes you anything when you come into this business, and you don't owe us anything. You know, so one of my mantras this year is to expect nothing but accept everything. We don't place these unnecessary expectations on people, especially people that you're trying to get in your team. Like, you're putting all this hope and expectation that this person's going to join, and they can feel the pressure sometimes. So, don't be afraid to share it with people. And, we are independent franchisees. It's up to us to succeed or fail in this business, nobody else. So get resourceful, guys. So my third thing is
go on. Buzzing.
Consistency is key. Like, honestly, it's not something that you can put down for a month and then pick it up again, or post once a week and then, like, you've got to be consistent. And it's not like you have to do 1,000 things, guys. Like, I used to get overwhelmed, and I used to try and do, like, reinvent the wheel and do pretty starter guides and flyers and everything. But it's not about that. It's about doing the high paying activities consistently over a small period of time. And one method that Simon Chan taught us last week at his No BS, No Hype event was doing the 3-5-5-5-3. And that's like your job description. It's like going to work every day. And what I'm teaching my team is go in and do that first. And then the extra stuff, whatever you get done on top of it, is a bonus. So the 3 is doing your 3 posts a day. So staying really consistent with that. And some of you are like, oh, what do I post? I've got no value to add, but there's so much. Like, you could be reading a self-development book. Go and post a few things like that. I actually have a grid, like a calendar grid, and I put my 3 posts every day in there for the entire month. So I just wake up in the morning and go, what am I posting today? Oh, an inspirational post to start today. Bang, it goes on. Or I might be doing, I'm doing a food post today, or a fitness post, or a business post. So it's all planned out. So I can look at my grid and I go, oh, there's a nice balance of, inspirational quotes, there's food quotes, there's recipes, there's lifestyle, there's family, and you can see the spread. So consistency is key. So 3 is posting 3 times a day. The first 5 is inviting 5 people to take a closer look at your business or your products, or you might invite them to an event. The next 5 is 5 follow-ups. Follow-up is absolutely key, guys. I can't stress that enough. It's more important than new conversations, because the follow-ups, the people you're following up with, have already had a couple of exposures. And we know in this business that it sometimes takes people 5, 6, 7, 12 exposures before they make a decision. So you've got to be, kind of subtly in people's faces all the time, following up all the time. The next 5 is 5 new friends a day. And it might take 10 friend requests to get 5 people to, accept your friend request, but it's about, making new friends, collecting friends on this journey. I'm constantly collecting friends, and I love it. And then the last 3 is 3 links a day. So sending out 3 links to people to show them, the opportunity or the product. So I love that, because I think it's simple. I think it's doable. It takes about between an hour or 2 to do. So if you can give us an hour or 2 to do that DMO every day, that's the high paying activities done. And then whatever else you get, like jumping on the trainings and the calls or coffee catch ups or whatever, that's just like, that's a bonus.
Yeah, I love it. Absolutely love it. And I think too, like, in each of that, like having that kind of a program, I know that I think Jess Chambray may have actually shared an example of a grid at one of the trainings, and I think then she actually put it into the open group there. Having that just does make it a lot easier, because you're kind of thinking, what am I going to do? The other thing too is just, getting new friends, likes, and that. Joe Ross on, I think it was maybe an NMD call a couple of weeks ago, when we kind of, the NMDs get together and we have a bit of a chit chat. She actually shared that one of the ways in which she's actually been able to do that is by joining groups of things that she's interested in. So for example, now she's in a caravanning around Australia group, and she's settled a little bit in Tassie, so she's in a gardening group. And she's actually, because there's that commonality already, she's adding friends. And of course, then they get curious because they see the posts. So it's not like, I just want to I wanted to touch on that one, because sometimes I think people think that they've got to go hunting people to find these new friends or these new likes, or just adding randoms. But you will be surprised if you're uncomfortable with doing that. And I know that some people do add lots of different people and that, but if you're uncomfortable with that and you really kind of go, I really would like something in common with these people already, look at the thousands of different kinds of groups that are on, say, Facebook or whatever, that you can then join. And there's a commonality there. If you're into fitness, join some fitness groups. If you're into kind of stay-at-home moms, join some stay-at-home groups. If you're into crochet, join a crochet group, whatever it is. But that actually helps you to be able to find some common ground. So I think that that's actually important there. The other thing as well, of course, is that consistency is key. It totally is. Everybody talks about it. A couple of weeks ago when we had the awesome Richard Blissbrook on there, it's one of the main things he actually said is go for that streak. What's the running streak? Okay, so, you know, if you decide, okay, you're going to have 1 conversation a day, 5 conversations, whatever it is that you decide you're really going to do, how many days in a row can you make that happen? Can you go for a 10-day streak, a 30-day streak, a 90-day streak? Whatever that might be. And the other goal that you said in that little bit there, there's so much gold, I've written so many notes, was the other thing too was the follow-up. You know, Dr. Ivan Misner says the fortune is in the follow-up. And again, so true. How many times do we know where you're reaching out, maybe sending links and never doing any follow-up? You send it out and just kind of go, they'll ring me if they're really interested. Oh, are they interested? And then you spend all your time churning because you haven't heard from them. It's not their job to follow up with us. It's our job to follow up with them. So that was one of the things that I actually had to learn. My grid became really good because it was so obvious to me then where I was and wasn't following up. So whatever tool you put in to measure that, I would really encourage you to do it. Oh my goodness, girl, there's heaps in there.
I want to share one more thing too, Celine, with the follow-up.
Oh, go for it. You get a bonus one, everybody.
For those people that have been in the business for a little while, something that I've just recently done is I've gone back to my customer genealogy report from when I first started, and I've started touching base with customers and team that used to be on the product, and I've just reached out to them just saying, how you going, just checking in, hey, just curious, have you ever considered getting back on Juice Plus? And I can't believe the response, Celine. Like, X team are like, yeah, I have actually. Yep, can you order me some? Even though they may not have been successful in the business, doesn't mean they don't want to continue being a customer. So I've gone back, and I've gone back through my team and my X team's customers as well. And I'm just reaching in there and I'm just saying, you know, it's as simple as that. Hey, just curious, have you ever considered about getting back on the Juice Plus? And the number of customers from that is phenomenal. So don't give up on people. And even though they cancel, sometimes it just means that it's just for now, like maybe they're going through a bit of financial hardship. But if 6 months goes past or a year goes past, go and check back in with those people, because you just never know where they're, like, what's happened in their life, and, you know, if they do need to get their health back on track as well. So I hope that helps.
No, I really love that, because it actually kind of follows on from what Richard was saying. Say, for example, you decided that you were going to contact one person a year. Say you'd done that, or a week, a day, over last year. That's 365 people that you would have reached out to. Not all of them will have come on the product. Not all of them will have joined the business. So you've actually already got a warm market to go back to, because you can bet that all of them have been watching what you've been doing. And so you've actually got a place to start rather than always trying to find the new ones. Perfect place to start is, of course, in that old customer genealogy and old teamies as well. Like you say, oftentimes people, we've seen it time and time again, people have come off Juice Plus for whatever reason, and then a few months down the track, they realize how much they miss it and want it back in their bodies. And for whatever reason, you know, it's, again, we're not on a shop shelf. So sometimes we've got to be the proactive one and ring up and say, you know, hey, Kristine, you know, whatever, like what you just said there. And they kind of go, I've been thinking about that. And here I am. Yep, not a problem. I can help you get started today. So going backwards to go forwards, I think is also, that's gold, absolute gold. Wow. Okay, team. Well, I hope you've been taking notes, because I have. And I know that there's such wisdom in there. If you were just to take even 1 or 2 of those points and say, okay, you know what? I'm going to commit to that, whether it's a restart, whether it's doing your follow-up, your posts, leading from the front, being that person that actually is an example of what our industry is about, rather than the example of what it's not about. You know, and the other one as well, expect nothing but accept everything. Go out there with that heart-centered, so that the person who's in front of you, that's what it's about. It's actually about them, and whatever comes out of that will be perfect. It will absolutely be perfect. But the more consistent you are with those actions, the more you will find that you will be able to pick those conversations, and you'll be able to convert, or whatever it is that you want to do. There will be benefit. Always there is benefit. Even if it's just a case that you've managed to brighten somebody's day, that's a benefit, remember, as well. You're awesome. You're awesome. And the other thing I'm going to say about Kristine is, honestly, this lass never, ever has an excuse. If she's asked to do something, if I reach out to her, whatever like that, she's there. She's there at the drop of a hat. She's jumping, you know, has jumped on planes and gone wherever. Honestly, she's a pure example of a heart-centered leader that basically will be there, and she will drive for hours to be there to serve her team, even with 2 little ones. And I know there's been times, and of course, you know, Tom is here and there with his work and that, but you've never, ever make excuses. And that's what I think, that's what I love about you, darling. And that's why I really believe that you're such a shining light in our leadership team. So thanks,
Selene. Thanks for having me on. That was fun.
Yeah, it's cool, isn't it? It's very exciting. So guys, tune in tomorrow. I will let you know the time for our next National Marketing Director. Take care. Thanks, darling. God bless. See ya.